Does anybody else feel like somebody hit the fast forward button on life? Because I swear, the older I get, the faster this thing is moving. When I was a kid, summer seemed to last forever. And Christmas took about 3 years to get here. Now I put the Christmas decorations away, I turn around twice, and I'm pulling them back out again. And it's not just years. Weeks disappear. Months disappear. I'll think about something that happened and swear it was a couple of months ago. And then I realize, no, that was 7 years ago. One woman left me a message recently and told me something her grandfather used to say. She said, "The older we get, the faster the world turns." And I thought, yeah, that's about right. That's exactly what it feels like. But why? Obviously, the clock isn't actually moving any faster. So why did one summer when I was 10 feel like it lasted forever while an entire year now can seem to disappear? There are a few interesting ideas about why this happens. One has to do with novelty. Think about being a kid. So much of your life was new. New teachers, new friends, new places, your first crush, first heartbreak, first job, first time driving a car, first time doing almost everything. But adulthood can become incredibly repetitive. We get up around the same time every day. We drink the same coffee, drive the same roads, do the same work, go to the same places, come home, go to bed, and then we do it again. There's nothing wrong with routine. I actually like some of my routines. But when one day looks a whole lot like the next, those days can start blending together when we look back. Think about your last completely ordinary Tuesday. What do you remember about it? Probably not much. Think about the first day of a vacation somewhere you'd never been before. You probably remember all kinds of little things. The day didn't have any more hours in it. You just had more to remember. And I find that fascinating. Maybe some of what we're experiencing isn't really about the clock at all. Maybe it's about how we're living inside the time that we have. And that's where this gets more personal for me. When I was 25, I knew I wasn't going to live forever. Of course I knew that. But I'm not sure I really believed it. There was always later. I'll travel later. I'll make that change later. I'll call that person later. I'll figure it out later. At 58, later feels different to me. Not because I think my life is almost over. I don't. There's still places I want to visit, things I want to create, people I haven't met yet, and hopefully parts of myself I haven't even discovered yet. But there's a difference between knowing intellectually that your time is limited and actually beginning to feel it. You finally begin to understand how valuable time is at precisely the moment you realize you don't have an unlimited supply of it. And here's where I think we can get ourselves into trouble. Because once you understand that time is limited, it's easy to become anxious about it. You've heard all the sayings. Make every moment count. Live every day like it's your last. Don't waste a minute. I understand what people mean, but I have to tell you, that sounds exhausting to me. I don't want to spend the rest of my life worrying that I'm not using every minute correctly. Sometimes I just want to sit on the couch. Sometimes I want to take a nap. Sometimes I want an afternoon where I accomplish absolutely nothing. And I don't think that's wasting my life, because rest is part of life too, and it's important. So maybe the answer isn't trying to cram as much as possible into whatever time we have left. Maybe the answer is simpler. Don't try to make every moment count. Notice more moments. There's a difference. Do something you've never done. Go somewhere you've never been. Learn something. Have lunch with somebody new. Take a different road home. Create something. And sometimes don't do anything at all. Just stop. Look around. Be present and notice where you are. Because novelty doesn't have to mean flying to Paris or jumping out of an airplane. You can do those things if you want, but sometimes it's just interrupting the automatic way we move throughout our lives. And I think curiosity has a lot to do with this too. One thing I absolutely don't want to lose as I get older is the belief that life can still surprise me. There's still something that I haven't seen, something I haven't learned, something I haven't created yet, somebody I haven't met. And there's also some version of myself that I haven't become yet. And I've wondered lately, maybe that's another reason childhood seems to last so long. We weren't just younger. We didn't already think we knew what was coming next. There was still so much possibility. And I don't think possibility has an expiration date unless we give it one. When I'm working on a painting, I don't make it better by filling every square inch of the canvas. Sometimes what makes the painting work is contrast, the light and dark, a surprising color, something that's unexpected, a place for your eye to rest, even empty space. Maybe our lives aren't that different. Maybe a full life isn't one where we've managed to fill every minute. Maybe it's one where enough of the minutes were actually noticed, where something surprised us, where we laughed with somebody, or we made something, where we changed our minds, or where we did something for the first time at 58 or 68 or 78. Because here's the part I can't get around. The next 10 years are going to pass, and I can't do anything about that, and neither can you. But lately, I've been asking myself a different question. When those 10 years have passed, will they feel like 10 years I actually lived? Or will I look back and wonder where they went? I can't control how quickly the calendar moves, but I can interrupt routine. I can stay curious. I can keep having firsts. I can pay attention. And I can stop assuming that I'll eventually get around to everything someday. Because I think the scariest thing about time isn't that it goes fast. It's how easy it is to assume there will always be more of it. So I'm not going to try to make every moment count. I'm going to try to notice more of them. I can't slow the clock down, but I don't want to miss my life while it's happening.